Welcome to the Sound Like Us podcast, where we get the bedroom rock stars out of the bedroom, out into the world to hopefully get them the recognition they deserve. During the interview, we get to know an artist by asking them about how important music is to them, from how their early life shaped the musician they became, to live music, to their first foray into writing and producing music, and what they have planned for the future. Please like, follow, share and subscribe in all the usual places, so Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Instagram, YouTube, etc. A big thank you to everyone that has done so already. Please spread the word far and wide to your friends, family and even that annoying prick you sit next to at work. If you like the podcast, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform that you use, as this helps give the algorithm a big old slap in the chops and gets these musicians even more of the exposure they deserve. If you're a musician, singer-songwriter, rapper, producer, DJ, MC, or even, God forbid, a drummer, and you fancy joining me on the podcast, please don't hesitate to get in touch and we will get you on. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. Right, welcome to the Sound Like Us podcast and to today's guest, Liverpool-based singer-songwriter Neil Potter. Neil, welcome to Sound Like Us, and how are you doing today?
I am sound. Thank you for having me, sir.
No issues at all. Right, let's start by having you tell us a bit about yourself.
I am a singer-songwriter, composer, and also a music teacher. That's my main job is teaching music, which I do privately. So I teach guitar, singing, bass, music theory, composition, blah, blah, blah. And I go into schools as well and teach it, and also teach it internationally online as well.
Cool. How long have you done that for?
For 15 years now.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, a long time.
So I guess you've taught a lot of kids and a lot of professionals as well.
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah. Yes, people have gone on to be in some decent bands, and people who just want to do it for fun. So yeah, a little bit of it. Yeah.
That's well cool. Right. How did the music that your parents listened to influence you when you're growing up?
So, thinking back, my mum didn't really. I can't really remember her like having music around the household, and if she did, like it was more like Robert Miles, like kind of like trancey, dancey kind of music. And the only occasion where I actually found one of her CDs, which I'm not sure was given to her by like a friend or something, it was Delta Goodrem, like an Australian singer-songwriter. So I kind of found that album, and it was like a guilty pleasure because I was just a bit like, you know what, I quite like this. So it was that, but I've also got two older brothers, which were very influential with all the music that I got into then.
What kind of stuff did they listen to then?
So the first band that like got me into like just music in general, and like that moment when you hear music and you kind of go, oh my god, this is like insane, was probably Oasis. Like, that's definitely maybe hearing that album, like, and it's quite funny because like if you hear music, it can take you back to a certain place. But every time I hear that album, literally, I'm in the car, like I drive into like a park when I was like 7 or 8, and I was just like in the car going, oh my god, this is like one of the best things I've ever like, not like heard, but like felt. So yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the album definitely takes people back, doesn't it? And when I hear it now, I'm back into my bedroom, like 1998, 1997 kind of times. It's fucking crazy that the effect that band had. So obviously, you're from Liverpool, which is one of the most musically rich places on the face of the earth. Growing up there, how did that affect you musically?
A lot. So like obviously the Beatles, like it's like you can't get away from it. But like I absolutely love it though. In the same time, especially when I went to Manchester. I like to study music, and I'm in there with a lot of people from Manchester. Obviously, Liverpool and Manchester have that like little divide. But I actually love Manchester. It was a really cool place. But like obviously when they're talking about the Beatles in the lectures and stuff, I'm just like, yes, that's me boys. So it's quite a nice feeling. And obviously the like as songwriters as well, it's hard to like not be inspired by what they did, because like they kind of did so much in like so little time, but like loads of different things. That was just insane. So yeah, in Liverpool, it was a bit like, because if you go out in a bar, for example, in Liverpool, the talent is very, very high, and I think it's because of the Beatles and kind of being a musical city and stuff. So yeah, so the pressure of being good is quite hard, I think. I
Is it?
think
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of talented people up there.
I'd say so. I'd say so.
Out of the venues in Liverpool, which is your favourite if you went to go and see a band now?
When I go and see a band now, yeah, there's quite a few, but it depends what you're looking for. Do you know what I mean? Like if you
Yeah,
got a certain style of music and whatever else, like so, it's a hard one really. There's a few. Like if I've got students playing in a venue like the place called Zanzibar, which you might know.
yeah.
Like I think Oasis played there back in the day, but that's like a really
Yeah,
good one to up and coming bands. And then there's like obviously the
yeah,
Cavern Club, that's a good one. And obviously we have the O2 and stuff like that for artists that are big
yeah.
and stuff like that. So yeah, there's loads of little venues to dotted about really. Yeah. So yeah.
Right, so that brings us quite nicely onto your music business. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah. Yes, when I left university, I wanted to pursue a career in music, obviously, 'cause that's what I studied. I also was a bit like, right, where do I start? Because I wanted to be a musician, obviously. Like, I wanted to play, like, I
Yeah,
wanted to write songs and be an actual musician. But as we know, it's difficult. So
yeah,
I decided to take a bit more of a sensible option and teach instead and work around like writing music and stuff. But like I did the interview on my socials, like explaining all this, like, but basically the reason why I became a teacher was to be quite selfish, so I could be in my studio, like I'm in now, and just pick a guitar up and like write songs. But hey, this is my own little
yeah,
thing. And but then obviously the teaching went mental, and now I teach like 9 hours a day, just an hour teaching, an hour teaching, an hour teaching. I teach in a high school as well and whatever else. So yeah, so obviously finding the time is difficult, but it's always been my passion and my love. And then yeah, so basically it's took me 15 years to like to compose this album that is coming out very soon. Yeah, obviously I have written songs in between that and stuff like that, but yeah, I've been basically writing an album, but learning a lot to get to the point where I wanted to be in my head. Like I want to be a certain level. I learn a lot of different things, and I'm practically there now, I think.
So when you're talking about you want to be at a certain level, does that mean you have to be quite hard on yourself, sort of self-judgmental and
Yeah.
yeah,
Be honest with you, I think musicians are the worst kind of people for this, like, because we all like, because I think all musicians are slightly mentally ill, and I remember my teacher saying to me that we are, because we're the only people that will sit in a room for hours going over the same thing over, and like if you think about that, that's like that's insanity. Just going practice with the metronome, building your speed,
yeah,
whatever. Yeah, and so yeah, a lot of so basically I would write notes on my phone, like about what I needed to do this week, this day. Like if it was practicing, like I don't know, some classical guitar stuff maybe, or it was learning some jazz, or it was learning like flamenco, or like a rock lick and trying to get it
yeah,
down and
yeah,
practice. And the thing is, if I didn't get it done, like I get anxiety going, oh no, I didn't get it done. I'm not at the right level, and it'll just be stressful. And then more notes to be added. Then I'm looking at my phone, going, oh for fuck's sake. But that's it. I don't know. That's probably just being a musician. I think everyone's like this. To be honest with you.
yeah. I think you can have a lot of people saying your song sounds amazing, it's really good, go release it, and you're like, but this tiny little bit is just slightly out. It's just pissing me off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's that. You need a third ear inside your brain somewhere, kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
So, with obviously being from such a rich musical city, does being able to teach people, does it make you proud being able to give something back to that community?
100%. Yeah. Like I'm a proud Scouser, like, and I think a lot of us
Yeah,
are really.
yeah,
But yeah, so like I love the fact that I can, especially when I go into the like schools as well, because it's local schools.
mm,
And one of the schools that I go into, it's like it's an all boys school,
yeah,
and they're all lads, you know what I mean? And like a few of them are not from like a great background or whatever sometimes, and
yeah,
it's just amazing when you see them come in and they actually have no aspirations in school. You could just like the naughty kids or whatever. They come in, they learn a guitar or whatever or bass or whatever, and you watch their face light up, and you're like, yes, you know what I mean. Like you made a difference already. But yeah, but there's been loads of situations over the years like
yeah.
that as well. So yeah, it's pretty
It's
amazing.
it's massively important because I've got a friend who works in the school. I'm from South London, a place called Croydon,
Nice.
It's not nice.
Well, no, I always say no. I always say because obviously I've got a lot of friends in different places and stuff, and I always
Yeah.
say like Brummies, people from Newcastle, people in South London, Scouse, like, we all get on. We all have the same kind of background in a weird way. So,
Yeah, completely. Yeah, totally understand that, and it's really true as well.
yeah.
But yeah, I've got a friend who volunteers in a school in Croydon, and their music department's part of a thing called Teach Rocks, which is a charity set up by Bruce Springsteen. And when they played a gig at Wembley last July, you know Stephen Van Zandt from the E Street Band and the Sopranos, he went and visited that school, and it's like he's given out, you know, Teach Rocks. They give out free instruments, free musical lessons, and blah blah blah, amplifiers, blah blah blah. And again, it you know helps people from underprivileged backgrounds get into music. It gives them a way out. And my friend said it was massive.
Exactly.
When he came in, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's mainly because I think with the arts in general and in schools, it's like all the funding and stuff still terrible and whatever. It's like, and it's also another thing of obviously being about in school and stuff. You kind of like the music's always like the little. It's like the arty thing. It's like music and then the English, the maths, the science are the important subjects. And I agree, they're very important. But then like music is just as important as that, really, because you need that, and especially if you're a creative person as well. I found, and obviously the thing is, being a like teacher and stuff like that, you kind of get into like a bit of psychology in a way because you start to like know about people's backgrounds and you almost will analyze these people. I'm also writing a book as well on like music and like music theory and how like the emotion of music is created by certain like senses of sound and feeling and psychology, blah blah blah. Yeah, and one of the things I talk about is like how different sounds can make a person feel, and music for a creative is, or art or any type of creative outlet, like that a creative person needs that, whereas an academic person can just go and read books and get it. Whereas from personal experience, like I failed school, like just was absolutely terrible and didn't care, and I wasn't allowed to do music in school because I was too naughty, which wouldn't even be a thing these days. So like, and if I did do music in school, then I probably would have got a decent mark and helped start the career and stuff. So insane.
So your debut album, Out of the Fjords and into the Newfound Lands, into Newfound Lands, I'll get it right one day, is out on the 22nd of October. Tell us about the making of that album.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, it's honestly, it's been another job, basically, like more than another job. So if we go back to left university, right, I want to be a musician. I started teaching. I wanted to write an album. So I was 18 when I had the idea. I want to write an album. 18. I want to do everything myself. And then now I'm 35, so I'm practically an old man now. So which has been insane. So I started teaching when I was like 22, 23, something like that. And then I was just like, right, let's write this album. And then after leaving university and stuff like that, I was a bit like, do you know what? I'm not that good, you know. I'm a bit shit. What's going on here? And it's because like in universities and stuff like that, in college and stuff, which is great. And I don't have any bad words to say about university and stuff like that because it's not their fault. Because you only get a certain window, don't you, at university? Like what you get 3 years, 4 years, and all the lecturers can only teach you X amount of stuff in them years and stuff. So if like you might leave thinking, oh, I know these chords in a key, great. I can write a song like I can be like Ed Sheeran now. I can write a song, great. But if you want to kind of get a bit more complex and you want to write songs a bit more like James Taylor and like classic songwriting, which was what I love. You see, I love complex songs, but like kind of done in a way that it doesn't sound complicated. I think sometimes. And then so I was just like right, and then I was just like wait there. I don't know anything else about writing songs. I've only learned X, Y, and Z, and private teachers as well. I learned like classical guitar and jazz and stuff like that. So it was very particular. So then so it was just like right, I need to get better songwriting. So it was like right, I need to learn this, and this. And as I went, I learned more, and I was like, oh my god, I need to learn more. I bought books, learned more. I was like, oh my god, and you probably found it yourself as well. I think a lot of people find this, and because in my lessons I'm always saying quotes, like I'm always saying quotes from like films or whatever. I don't know why, but then on Game of Thrones, I remember this quote, and I think it was the Irish, it was the Irish fella with the Muzzy, and he basically said like it doesn't matter in life when you get that thing you want, that they just want something else afterwards. And I was like, oh my god, that is so true. So yeah, so I say to myself, right, I want to learn classical guitar to like grade 8 level, whatever. Learned it, and I go, right, I'm here now. I think I'm here, and then I go, but I want to learn this, and I was like, oh fucking hell, Neil. And it's just like it's just never ending learning, and it's like I don't know why I'm like this, but yeah. So it was like yeah, another style, and then I could write songs okay enough. I'm like, okay, I can write a decent song now. And then I was just like, wait there, it sounds shit because I can't mix. So then I was like, oh, that's another couple of years of my life like gone. So then I was learning to mix and producing, and yeah, obviously learning all the different tools and a million plugins, as you probably know as well, and then just doing that. So like this is 1 year it's being a guitar player, next year it'll being a like bass player, next year it's being a songwriter, next year being a composer, which is what I love. Right at this moment in time, it's all orchestral kind of stuff as well. So, insane. So yeah, honestly. So yeah, so this is why it's took me till the age of 35 to release the bloody thing. And to feel content in doing so. Like, is it perfect? No. And I don't think with art you can ever get perfection anyway. And like you said before about being in your own head, it's like, you know what I mean? And it's quite funny because like when I show my friends, like obviously my close friends, me songs and stuff like that, it's almost always the songs that I don't expect people to like that they like as well. So you're like, fuck's sake, because all the singles that you put out that's your choice, not anyone else's choices. So anyway, so that's where I am now, I think.
It's a bit like Oasis with the B-sides, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, everyone loves all their main songs, but then you've got things like Talk Tonight and Acquiesce.
Acquiesce as well, what a tune. Yeah.
Big tune.
Yeah.
So did you have a lot of help when you made the album, or was it something you kind of, did it yourself?
Yeah,
mainly?
So I wanted to do myself mainly by myself, yeah. And because it took so long getting to that point, and I'm fucking sick of hearing myself like in every aspect of playing, singing. I'm like, I'm Neil Shaw. So then I was just like, right, I needed that on my hands. Like, so I was gonna mix it. I learned enough knowledge to be able to mix, and I was just like, oh, you know what, I need it on my hands, man. And when I recorded the drums, because obviously I'm not a drummer, because obviously I sing a song, write the guitar, whatever. I was like, right, I need to hire a drummer, because obviously when you do, the thing is, there's another thing as well that you learn is like doing programmed drums is really cool, and you can do like all these cool effects to make it sound like a human. But but you're never gonna replace a drummer and the feel of a drummer as well. So then I hired a friend of mine called Tim Dale, who was just like, he's an absolute animal. Like he's like a robot. Like his timing is so like on point. Like you can look at the grid and you're just like, lad, how are you so like banging time every time? So yes, I went to Motor Museum Studio in Liverpool, which is again got some cool history. I think Coldplay and Arctic Monkeys recorded there. And then he suggested an engineer to help me, and I didn't know this guy was. He was just he's called Tony Draper. So he come to engineer the drums for me, and so obviously it was in like 2 days. He come in, he smashed it. Like even a couple of first takes, he like nailed it. I'm like, lad. And then Tony Draper, he engineered it, and he was just such a nice, down to earth bloke and whatever else. I didn't know, again, I had no clue about his background. And then I was just talking to him, and then I think I just did some research on him, and he's literally worked with like quite big artists and stuff. And because have you heard of Part Street Studios?
No.
Okay, so that was another big studio in Liverpool. It's closed down now, unfortunately, but that was another big studio. Again, Coldplay and all these other big bands recorded there. But he was the engineer in there as well, which again, I had no clue. So I just went, you know what? I like this guy. He's a cool guy. I'm going to give to him to mix. So he mixed it. And then the idea for the whole album was to get it mastered in Abbey Road. So that was always the last thing I wanted to do, to like kind of like, like a little celebration of like, well, let's end it on a big note. Because obviously mastering, like I say to students all the time, it's called mastering for a reason. Because you need to know what you're doing to do it, and have all like the consoles and all the gear to be able to like to do a mastering well, I'd say. So anyway, yeah. So I got a master by Sean McGee in Abbey Road, and he was a proper cool bloke as well. He's actually from the neck. I think he's from your neck of the woods or around there. But he was just like off his head, like, but he was really cool.
That's cool. It's a bit like having a cherry on the top mastering at Abbey Road.
Exactly what it was like. Yeah, exactly what it was like. Yeah.
So where did the title come from?
So I like history and I like Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Pretty much all mythology is dead interest to me, like the Greeks and whatever else. But like, yeah, so I'm into like Norse and Vikings and stuff like that. I have Norse tattoos. Yeah, so yeah, it's a bit of a I'm a bit of a nerd in history as well. So yeah, and I was reading like the Norse. It's called the Poetic Eddas, which is like a Norse like poems and stuff like that and whatever else. And I was just reading it, and on one page I took a picture of this somewhere, like, but on one page it was like out of the fjords, and another page was like Newfound lands, and I just kind of like saw it together, and I went, "That's sick." And I used it. And the reason why it's called that as well is because the music, like I said before, I'm trying to do something a little different. It's trying to anyway. And it's kind of like there's a little. If you look at the album cover, there's like a little Viking ship, and there's a fjords, obviously, and it's kind of going off into the distance, just trying to find new land. And the music like that as well. So it's trying to find something a bit different. And a couple of the songs, the way they evolve and change into like different like soundscapes and changing different keys and whatever else. That's kind of what it's all about. So it's kind of going on a journey, basically. You start at one place and go into another place, and it's all got different themes throughout that as well. So yeah,
that's well cool. Right, is there a specific piece of music or a song that takes you back to another place?
Yes, it is loads. Let me just look at my notes. I do have some notes. Yeah. So the first piece of music that one of the first moments that got me was watching "Live and Let Die" by Guns N' Roses. So Guns N' Roses, by my all-time favorite band. I remember being on the top of my bunk bed, and our Peter put it on telly, and I was just like, "Wow, what is this?" And just thinking it was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. When you got Axl Rose running down the stage screaming his ass off, and then you got Slash, who's like probably the coolest dude in the entire world. And I was just like, "Whoa, what is this?" Yeah, so Live and Let Die, Guns N' Roses was like a big one. And then obviously Supersonic, Oasis, Angel by Robbie Williams. And again, I must have been about like, I don't know how old I was when that first came out. I was just like, this is a tune, and mad, because obviously it's a classic now. Like, but and also Beethoven as well. When I first heard Moonlight Sonata, I was just like, I didn't realize music could be like just pure emotion like that, and I was just like, whoa, and that hit me like so strongly. That it was, again, it's a reason it's a one do today. Like,
yeah, music like that is very colourful, isn't it? It makes you feel stuff, and it makes
colours, man. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. It's funny how random songs, especially songs that might not be deemed as cool, maybe Robbie Williams and Angel is. You think back in it and think, fucking hell, that reminds me of being young. And for me, that's Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Every time I hear it, I'm on the couch watching Top of the Pops when I'm about 9 years old.
Fucking hell. Well, it's like taste. Like music is literally it's another sense almost. Like what do you call it? Musical memory, maybe.
Yeah.
Insane.
Who would you say are your main influences?
So I would probably say it's a hard one, really, because I like so many different styles of music, so it's a bit everywhere. So I can't really, obviously Guns N' Roses, Oasis, if you want to go that way, but then there's also like Beethoven, Debussy as well. He's actually really, really big. Talking about tattoos, I literally have a Beethoven tattoo and a Debussy tattoo. So yeah, then just if you want to talk about like bands, yeah, Guns N' Roses, there's a band called Alter Bridge. I really like. There's a band called Dream Theater. The proggy side of music, which I love as well. But I also, again, I like indie music. Like I love Eastern music, like and all the microtonal kind of stuff, which I want to do a lot more of in the future. But I purposely didn't do too much on this album because it probably would have scared people away. In the Western world, anyway. So yeah, everything, to be honest with you, mate. Honestly, really, a bit of everything. Yeah, yeah.
Bit of a melting pot then.
A bit of metal, definitely a melting pot. Yeah, yeah.
Right, a random question for you now. If you could take anybody to any gig in history by any artist, A, who would you take? B, what gig would it be? And C, why would you take that person to that gig?
Jesus.
You'd take him, would you?
I made you love a bit of Beethoven now, Jesus. No, I'm talking to this microphone, but I'm using. Yeah. What do we call it? I'd probably, well, it's quite an easy one to take, because I'd probably take my son. Like, that's quite easy, isn't it? Like, and because I am trying to make him a little Mozart. So like, I have all like, he's only 3, and I bought him a piano basically.
Yeah.
And I've got little bells. I'm trying to work his perfect pitch and whatever else. But yeah, take my son, and I'll go and see probably Mozart, like to see like a child prodigy, and just be like, look, copy him, you bugger. And he's also meant to be a quite wacky Mozart as well, which I quite like.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mozart, and obviously, yeah, like probably when he was like in like the court, and he was playing like for like the emperors, and he was just giving it pure beans and whatever. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird answer, like, but that's what I'd do.
I like that sort of pushy parent kind of thing. I remember when because I'm a Liverpool fan, and
No.
oh, you're a Blue.
Evertonian, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well,
I knew it was a risk.
You're a Liverpool fan, 'cause you're not from Liverpool, so yeah, I should have.
I knew it was a risk, but I remember back in the day, I said to my mum, I really love John Barnes, and she said, just copy him, just watch him, and you'll be able to do what he does. But yeah, I knew it was a risk saying that.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with all football here.
Yeah. Right. What was the first piece of music that you ever wrote?
Oh man, so I was laughing at this question when you sent it over. It depends if you want to give me the answer when it was like the stupid one, or give the answer when it was the one that was like okay. I'll give you the stupid one because it's quite funny. So when I first started playing, when I was 14, I was on work you do work experience like 15, 16 in school, in year 10, 11. Yeah, and I remember doing work experience, and there's a girl working in the same place I was working in from school. I was like, oh yeah, like she's a baby kind of thing or whatever. And then I was like, right, I'm gonna write a song like about her, and it was like the cheesiest, horrible song you'll ever hear in your life. But I think every person writes songs. The first song is always crap. Like I think it's impossible to write a good song when you first start. So yeah, it was about like a love song. But then and then the next one, if I can recall, was probably in like my first band. It was a song called Crawl. And it was like a rock song, and I had this little riff. It's like a harmonic minor, little riff.
Yeah.
And it was do you know what? It sounded quite classical actually. It was like a Bach inspired kind of thing almost. Yeah, so it's like this little riff, and then I made the song, and it was obviously quite cheesy, but yeah, that was probably the first one that was like I can remember where it was like okay.
Can you remember how it felt to create something for the first time? Did you feel proud, or did you feel like, yeah, I've done this kind of?
It's the best feeling in the world, man. Like, obviously, when you write songs like if you do yourself, like it's like creating something out of nothing, and then going, oh my god, that's my work, and then being proud of it and whatever else, or the opposite, playing it and then recording it back and going, oh my god, I want to burn that now. There's that as well, like, but yeah, creating something of your own work is like the best, and I think it's what we're all chasing as songwriters, is to keep doing that, because there's no better feeling in the entire world.
It's a good feeling when you listen back to the song and you play it over and over again. You think, right, there's actually nothing wrong with this song.
Yeah, takes a while to get to that point though.
Yeah, literally like 100 times, but you think, yeah, I can just put this out on Spotify and that would do.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you recall the first concert you ever went to?
So yeah, it wasn't actually like it wasn't like a band or anything like that. It's probably my own gig. It was probably my own gig when I was like 16. So it was probably seeing local bands on the same gig as me, in a sweaty little club, obviously in Liverpool. So yeah, that was the first memory of a gig.
Okay. Do you remember where that was?
Yeah, so it was a place called Roadkill. It was like a metal it's like a metal rock venue, and it was just like so good. But like a lot of venues now, it's obviously been closed down for years. I think it's like a restaurant now, like a jazzy place, I think. But yeah, and yeah, it was epic. Like it was just like
Yeah,
loud and just really cool.
that's cool. One of their forthcoming singles coming off the album is Musica el idioma dell'amor,
Well done.
which is music, the language of love,
Well
according
done.
to Google.
That's it. You got it right there. Well done.
It's a heavily Spanish influenced track. Where did the Spanish influence come from?
So my partner is half Spanish.
Okay.
So that probably makes a lot more sense. Yeah, and I want to write a song about her because most of my songs are quite, what do you want to say, depressing. So I wanted like a couple of like nice ones. So I wrote that one. I wrote one about my son as well. So yeah, it's just like it's basically just a love song, and because my partner is half Spanish, and she likes the music of like reggaeton, which is from like South America. I wanted to add that beat,
That feel, yeah.
add that beat to the acoustic guitar, which I'm hitting, and the harmony and stuff is quite like Andalusian as well.
Okay.
And I also went to like Seville, the home of flamenco guitar, and studied it as well, because I got like, as you can probably tell, I'm quite obsessed with music. So I went there and I studied it as well. So yes, it's a little bit of that in it, and that's it basically. Yeah.
So the flamenco style guitar on it is you.
Yeah.
You are talented. I've got to say that's a difficult thing to do.
Thank you very much.
Do you think it's something that you'll explore a bit further as well in your music, the Spanish influence?
Yeah. It's definitely it's definitely a part of me now. Obviously, my son as well. Now he's like a quarter. He's a quarter Spanish as well. So, and I want him to obviously be able to speak Spanish if he can. And yeah, it's definitely kind of a part of me now. Because the thing is, I'm from quite a poor background as well, and from a council house and all this kind of thing when I was younger. And the only holidays we ever went on was like Wales, and it was like Butlins, and it was like dreadful. I remember it being like grimy and like fucking bitch shit everywhere and whatever else. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so the first time I went abroad was literally with the missus when I met her when I was like 25. So yeah, and it was like I went to Ireland first, and then I went to Spain. And I was like, oh my god, this is like so different to like
it's incredible
what I'm used to and stuff, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's definitely a part of me now. Like,
yeah, it's something I can relate to because my missus is Brazilian, so
wow.
You know, we've been together 9 years now, and going over there, like to me, holidaying in South America was just a massive pipe dream. You know, all the Rio, the Copacabana Beach, and all that.
Yeah,
to get to go over there, even though they live in a town near Sao Paulo, which is a very normal town, just to say that you've got family over there and go over there, it's incredible.
Yeah. It's also a different experience as well when you like have someone who can speak the language and like family there. It's like it's a whole different experience as well. It's really, really cool. Like,
and we, by the way, we're trying to teach our kids. We've got twin daughters. We're trying to teach them Portuguese, and it is difficult.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You've got your work cut out with your son.
Oh, mate. Yeah, Portuguese is like, yeah, it sounds quite, it sounds harsh as well, doesn't it? Than like Spanish, like, but
yeah. Similar. Some phrases are completely identical, but some of it is like I can't even get my head around that. But it is a beautiful language.
It is, yeah, definitely.
So, what part of Spain is she from?
She's from, it's like central. It's almost a little bit out of central. It's like outside of Madrid, so it's a place called the region's called La Mancha.
La Mancha, yeah, I've heard of that.
La Mancha,
yeah,
and like a little town in the middle of nowhere, if I'm being honest, like, and it's proper like. If you walk down the street, you get looks basically, especially because I'm blonde and blue-eyed as well. They're like, "The fuck's this guy?" They then start speaking, and they're like, "What the fuck's he speaking?" Especially being scouted. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that because every time I go to Brazil, they see me like a massive white guy. Think,
yeah.
He's European.
Cool, it's quite cool.
They must look at me and think he's European. He's got money. I'm like,
yeah.
Hide the Ray-Bans.
And if you're sober as well, then it's a bit like, actually, is he European
Yeah,
or English? Who's
they're usually pissed.
yeah. Exactly.
Looking back, what would you say is your best live performance that you've ever done?
So there's a place in Derby.
Mm.
Played Derby with one of the bands I was in, and I don't know what it was, but the whole band was on it, just like that gig, and the crowd were loving it, and it was just people that were like into what we were doing, like proper into and like headbanging and giving it beans and singing along and go off stage and all this nice feedback, and I was just like, wow, that was really cool. So it was that one, and then there's also when I did cover, like I was doing cover gigs before COVID happened, and I just went back to teaching as well. And then there's a couple of like cover gigs that did where like literally there's no one there. The next minute, everyone's up dancing in front of you, and you're just like, cool. And that's a really good feeling as well.
I think coming out of the pandemic and stuff and lockdown, there was a built up energy, wasn't there? I think people just wanted to come out and.
Yeah, they needed it, man. They needed it.
It's like I work in the railway, and just after lockdown was come to the end, people were just on the streets getting pissed. All the pubs were shut, but people were just going out and drinking by the River Thames, and it's like fucking people just want to get on it, man.
Yeah, man. Too right.
Right, another random question.
What?
If you could save 5 albums by 5 other artists from a burning building, which 5 are you gonna choose?
Bloody hell. Oh my god. Okay. Probably Lose Your Illusions by Guns N' Roses.
1 or 2?
Oh, that's fucking hell. Do you know what? It'd be nice if you had 1 and 2 like mixed together. 1 probably. It's weird. A lot of people probably say Appetite for Destruction as well, but I just love Lose Your Illusions. I think it's the production on it. To be honest with you, as well, it really helps it. Probably Dream Theater's Images and Words. So that's 2. Bloody hell, man. What's the Story? Morning Glory.
Yes, massive.
So good. Bloody hell. Albums do I just? Because when I'm trying to think of albums that I listen to, like all the time, and never stop listening to. What else is there? How about live albums? Is that allowed?
Yeah, anything.
Yes. James Taylor, one man band. Because he's one of the people that is actually better live than he's on a studio album. That'll have to do, honestly, because I'll just be going for half an hour.
It's a funny one because whenever I ask people that question, they'll come up with 5 and they say, you ask me in half an hour, there'll be another 5. So you could there's so much swimming about.
And it might be ones that I'm like, oh, why didn't I say that? So, yeah.
Yeah. Right. What is your favourite all-time song of yours to perform live?
So, I haven't performed it live yet, but I kind of know what it's going to be. It'll be the song about my son. Because it's just like emotionally charged, and on the actual song he's on it as well when he was like,
oh, was he?
Yeah, so he kind of talks at the end of the song, and like because he's he's called Roman, like my son, and yes, the song's about actually being a Roman and conquering the world when he's older and stuff like that, and at the end he speaks on it. So when people are going like, what the fuck's this song about a Roman, like what a knob, and then it gets to the end of the song and they go, oh, it's about his son.
Yeah.
When I show it to people, they've cried. So so let's hope that keeps going.
Yeah,
because it's actually good when you can meet people like that, like, so let's hope.
Yeah, and people can relate to that kind of thing as well with their own kids.
Yeah, man.
What is your earliest memory of recording?
It was being in a studio called Vulcan Studios, which is on the Dock Road in Liverpool. Yeah, like where the new Everton Stadium is, up the toppies. It was just it's like the cheapest studio in Liverpool. It's a dive bar, but like everyone knows it. You know what I mean? It's a great place, and this guy who recorded is just literally smoking like a bifter after bifter after bifter, a cigarette for the international people, and they're like we're just choking on his cigarette smoke and recording our first demos and being like, oh yeah, sound, and being like, this is cool. Like I'm a rock star now. I'm in a studio, and what else? And then getting the CD back and being like, oh my god, this is my record. And then a couple of years later, going, this is fucking terrible. Get this in the bin now. And I'm quite glad that I'm kind of from the era that I'm from now, because if I was any younger, I would have videos of myself when I was younger, playing the instruments and being shit. And I'm so glad that I haven't got that out there on the internet. So,
Yeah.
uh, but I loved it though. I loved the experience.
Yeah. So how do you record now? Have you got your own home setup?
Got my home studio, yeah, because at the same
Yeah.
time, I do hate recording as well. Because when the red light comes on and I'll be red light fever, I'm like, oh. So I purposely wanted my own studio as well as all the crap I talked about. So I could just come in any time of the day, feel nice and confident, and I can put down my tracks, which has only made me more confident then when I have gone to all the studios and had to record. I'm just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing now. My time with the click is like a million times better than it was when I first started, and like stuff like that. Like, so yeah. But I love it. Like my own little studio is like my little room. You probably can tell. Like this is my little studio.
Yeah.
Private students and I write music and stuff. But yeah, I adore it. Like it's boss.
Wish I had something like that.
You need like whatever bloke needs a little man cave. Like
yeah. We've only got a little flat, so I don't even get my own room.
Well, we are in London, to be fair. Like
yeah, it's fucking expensive. The rent's just gone up again. Anyway. It's all good. All right. Is there a track of yours that carries a deep personal meaning? Would you say that your song, Roman?
That's that's a perfect track.
Yeah.
There's also one called, well, there's actually a few, actually. There's 3 other songs that, like, kind of have the same meaning and stuff like that. But it's talking mental health and stuff like that. So I've suffered with mental health, like, since God knows how long and stuff. And
same.
Yeah, so it's OCD is what I've got as well, but it's called severe OCD. So a lot of people go, OCD, what, you like cleaning? It's like, oh my god, if you Google it, like you'll understand what I mean. But yeah, and then come with that depression and then going on like tablets to help all that kind of stuff. So yes, I'm writing songs about it, which is like it's like therapy. And then and to be honest with you, I know this is going to sound so like pretentious and whatever else, like, but I just hope when a person hears like one of the songs, they're gonna go, you know what, that's helped me, that I can relate to that song. That's like, to be honest, that's all I really care about. I don't even care about getting famous and like being a superstar. If one person hears a song of mine and goes, oh no, that's helped me, that then I've all the 15 years of being worth it. Like, no, yeah, so yeah, mental health. So the third single, Shipwrecked, is literally about being in like darkest place you can. And then as the song, again, like I said, evolves, it goes on an adventure and you're kind of in it and like chaos is happening. And then it's also about a partner who's also like had struggles, but they were like, but they were different to me in a way they cope with it and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so the song's about that. So it's quite an epic mental health song.
Yeah, well, I've got my own troubles with mental health and, you know, obviously as fellas, we've got to speak about it more, but
I agree,
it's important that, you know, we have our creative outlets and writing songs like Shipwrecked. Now, I've written songs about it before and it's important we have that outlet and other people can latch onto it.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Can you think of a piece of music that you have carried with you like throughout your life from when you were younger to an adult and it still means something to you?
So yes, probably like, probably Beethoven, and Moonlight Sonata.
Yeah.
It's just a piece that like, I'm also about you, like, but when I do feel like a bit like down the gutter or whatever, I actually do like listening to like music that is sad, than music that is with the missus of mine. Like, the missus is so like opposite to me. It's insane. Like, she's just happy all the time, doesn't have any problems or anything like. But I think that's why we go together so well. Yeah, but she'll say, well, "Why the fuck listen to this music for?" And I went, "But I need it." And yeah, Beethoven, man, he's a man. I actually went to Beethoven's house last year, his childhood house, and just being in his house and his room and stuff like that, like weird energy. And I was like, oh, this is fucking. I looked at his handwritten scores. I was just going, oh my god. So yeah, and then I sat out in his garden, and I just sat there like by myself and just played some Beethoven. And just like, and there's like a little room as well. They had like a concert going on, and not like on the telly kind of thing. And I was just, like sitting there, like almost like in tears, just going, this is like so emotionally charged and stuff. Like I said before about listening to that for the first time, it's just like it's always gonna stay in my heart. But to be honest, there's a few pieces of music like that. But that's the one that will always be there. Like.
Yeah, definitely. I need to check that out. I've heard of that song quite a lot, but I've never listened to it.
Just like literally get some candles on, put the room dark, get into it. Yeah, that's nice, man. Yeah, it's nice.
What is your most memorable moment from a live show, whether that's crowd reaction, a moment of connection, anything that felt magic in the moment kind of thing?
Yeah, again, probably that gig in Derby when you look
Yeah.
up, because it was metal or rock or whatever, I was headbanging away and looked up and everyone's just like, everyone's singing it with arms open wide. I was like, fucking hell, this
Yeah.
is possible. I wish it was like this all the time. Instead of people going, yeah, that's good, that mate. So yeah, that moment was just like, wow, this is, and as you probably know yourself, playing live is like one of the best things that you'll ever
Yeah.
do. And if you get a compliment afterwards or whatever, it's just like, oh my god, that was like, it's the best. Like, it's hard to say what the best thing is in music. Like, I think it is writing songs for me. Like, that's my favorite thing ever. But playing live is a second. It's a close second.
Yeah.
There's a competition with songwriting is the two equal as well. But yeah, man.
Yeah. When you get that, I've only done really open mic gigs, but I remember we did one in a Covent Garden in a place called the Roadhouse, and by the end of the song, people were dancing, and they weren't doing it to anyone else's fucking song. So, like you say, that moment, yeah,
amazing. That's what you want, man.
It
That's
means
what
a
you
lot.
want.
And London's a fucking hard place to get a compliment, so it means a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you do play live, is it just yourself, or do you have a band with you?
So it is now, yeah. So it's just by myself acoustically. So yeah, so all the electric songs that I write will be done acoustically, and I'll do it in a way which is quite different, because I like being different. You see, that's something I teach people to be as well. Like, to try and be unique in a world full of copycats. I always say it's always good, because you always be like, you have more chance of being actually being remembered if you can, like, if that's what you're going for, of course, or if you want to just be different. And then yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so yeah, what was the question again? Sorry, someone's I think
when you play live, is it just yourself, or do you have a band with you?
yeah, so yeah, it's acoustically now, play songs. I also, like, I have a pedal with it, like, use harmonies on it. I hit the guitar to make the drums and stuff like that. But there's an album launch. Going on now, on the 20th of September.
Yeah.
And that's with full band. I've got a horn section, and I've got strings, and I've got backing singers as well.
Okay, cool. Do you want to give him a bit of a shout out?
Yeah. So 26th of September, in Leaf, on Bowl Street. I'll be playing my album launch, and it'll be with Ollie on drums, one of my students, Joe, on bass, who's a great bass player.
Yeah.
Darren Cayley on the back and singing. I'm not the horn players are like, I've hired them, so I don't know who they are, but a bit rude, like, but yeah.
Right.
And yeah, so yeah, it should be an epic occasion, like.
Yeah, it should be good. So where is that again? Leaf and Bold Street.
Leaf and Bowl Street is, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Are there any other bands or artists you've enjoyed playing with, seen live on the local scene in Liverpool?
Yeah, man, of course, yeah.
Must be hundreds.
Yeah, well, exactly, man. Like I said at the start, it's like, it's everyone's like, everyone you bump into plays music, you know what I mean? But yeah, a lot of friends of mine. To be honest with you, 99% of my friends are musicians. Like, that's how I kind of got to, that's how we met in some kind of capacity. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, there's people that play like in Matthew Street, where the cabin is, the Beatles place, and they're kind of in that, like, they're in the head bands of them bars and stuff. So your friends in that, I'll make a friend of mine called Carl. There's a lad called Jack Gardner, who's a guitar player from Liverpool, and he's incredible. Like, he's like a session guitar player. But he's tours the world playing guitar. He's that good at it. So my first ever band, we were in a little band together for a little while, and that was pretty sick. But he's smashing it, which is great to see. So yeah, that the band called Metro Middle Aid, the Institution, all these like classic metal bands that are around the same time as we were. And Paul from that band now is being in some big bands, and he's massive on TikTok and whatever else. Yeah, so there's loads, like I said, mate, and it's just a cool experience altogether.
Yeah. So what does the future hold for you, both in the short and the long term?
Yeah, so in the short term, it's just getting this album all out and doing all the promotion, all the content that I've had, or like that I've built up. Like, the first single for the album is actually out today, which is insane. Yeah, so after 15 years, the first release is out today, which is the mad that I'm talking to you right now. So yeah, it's working on that, and I'm working with a few companies as well, like the promotion companies and whatever else, and they're playing on all different radio stations, plays and whatever else, and yeah, so that's I've kind of got like a year's worth of stuff to get on with that. Um,
Yeah,
but really, my passion now, and I think it'll be the passion for the rest of my life, is orchestral music. Writing like scores and sitting there on Sibelius and actually pen and paper and scoring music out, um, that kind of thing. But also writing songs and playing live. Just when I want, and to be honest, it all depends on how the album does. You know what I mean? Album does really well, and people actually want me to go and play places. Then I can kind of see why not. So yeah, it's just so it depends on the short term, but I definitely want to be doing orchestral stuff. That's my main thing in the next few years.
so it's quite good that you're sort of taking it as and when you can sort of do what you want. There's no pressure involved.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and like I said, I'm an old man now, so like I've kind of set my ways, and I kind of like I'm not naive to like the business side of things either. So like I know
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be getting ripped off, or well, let's see anyway. Yeah, so yeah, I kind of know where I stand in the world today. So yeah, it's quite good,
yeah. Right, and that brings us to the end of the interview. You enjoyed it?
mate. Being fantastic the first time I've
Yeah.
funny thing, and your questions are amazing as well because it's not like like all the like generic shit you get from other people, and
Fucking
so I appreciate them. Yeah,
thank
really,
you.
thank you very much.
Yeah, but with the questions, I try and sort of freshen them up a little bit. And those curveballs with the gig and the album thing.
5 albums going to be pissing me off later, by the way. Oh, fuck's sake, man.
Send it through. You can email it to me later, then I can add it in or
And you
something.
can do a little, do it for me.
Yeah, yeah. Right. So, do you want to reiterate about the album and the single coming out and all the gigs and tours and stuff?
Yeah, of course. I'll just pull the dates up quickly. Yeah, I do have all this stuff like in all different kind of places, as you probably know.
Cool.
Yeah, so the gig is on the 26th of September, like I said.
Yeah.
The first single called Over the Hills is out today. I think the video goes around 6 o'clock, and then on all the good streams, service, Spotify, iTunes, or Lava. And then the second single will be out in, I can't even find it. But then the second single will be out in a couple of weeks, and then the third single will be out in a couple of weeks from there. And then the album's out in October 22nd, if I remember. So, but you'll also be able to buy like a CD and some merch as well at the album launch before it's out anywhere else. So, quite cool.
That's amazing. Right. So, how can people reach you online? They've got a website, social.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yes, Neil Potter Music is kind of like the caption for everything. So neilpottermusic.com is your website. That's also where I get a lot of inquiries for lessons as well. Then there's Neil Potter Instagram, Neil Potter TikTok, and Facebook as well. So
Do you want to give your business a little plug?
yeah, it can do. It's I'm not to sound like fucking egotistic, cocky, or whatever. Like, but it's I've fully booked. I've got a waiting list and all sorts. So yeah, but it's music lessons. It's a dead obvious name, but it's music lessons Liverpool. And that you can find me on co.uk. I'm everywhere for that as well.
All right, cool.
That's the business. So yeah, thank you very much, mate.
That's okay. Right, so please like, share, follow, and subscribe to the Sound Like Us podcast on Instagram and YouTube. And finally, to play us out, Neil, do you want to introduce your new single?
Yeah, it's just called Over the Hills, and from the album Out of the Fjords and Into Newfound Land.
Brilliant, which is out very soon. The single's out today. Neil, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for doing this podcast and taking time out of your day to do it.
And thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated.
Not a problem at all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Over the hills, far away. It's where I'm going, it's where I'll stay. And you won't even know me no more. It used to be so easy until you threw the towel in and said goodbye. Though I have to admit that things are much better without you at my side. And how's a man supposed to reach your mind? There's no words to say when they do their lives. I'm gonna put in to simplify and have you make peace within your own mind. The flame has burned out. I look to the embers of how they danced. It used to be so easy until you ran away to someone else's arms. Though I have to admit that it still came and hit me like a tsunami tide. How's a man supposed to realize, to understand the hows, the what ifs, and whys? It takes time to be wise and have you made peace within your own mind. 'Cause the day you left was the day that I found mine. Oh, weathered the storm. Now I see much more. Life has become so much better, so clear to all the believers. I thank you all. To those who oppose, it's come